Hi guys, this is Danielle at Bubbly Ducky, and I am cutting the soap I made live last night. That is my mildly gruesome Halloween soap that still is in need of a name because I really have no clue what to name it. Give me just a second. I am pulling up my video so I can see any comments. There we go. Alrighty, so this blood splatter on top, or not real blood splatter, obviously, my faux blood splatter on top, made me super happy. That was probably the most fun thing I've done while soaping. Simple and yet very, very satisfying. Sorry this video is so late. I was just about to start it and I realized that I had not measured and marked it. You'll see that I always mark it off beforehand. Without doing that, this whole video doesn't go well at all. So I had to quickly change plans. Hopefully you'll also notice that it's a little brighter today. I just got new lights for in my studio, so I'm hoping that'll make these videos a little nicer. Alright, lining up the first end piece. And I do not expect much of the design to go all the way through to the end pieces. That is why I cut them off, but it's still exciting to cut them. I like a butter. Alright, so that's the first end piece. So like I said, not a lot in there. And also when I paint it, it'll make a big difference. So this is going to be a two-step process tonight, cutting and painting. Before I start cutting the individual bars, I'm going to cut the other end piece off. So most of you, maybe not most of you, some of you saw my Sally soap that I made last week. This is kind of the human equivalent. So it's supposed to look like human flesh that's been stitched together. It is inspired by, I'm going to have to leave a comment or something with the inspiration photo. Something my daughter saw. It was a cake that looked like it was made from sewn together flesh. It was in her, I think, Ripley's Believe It or Not book. There we go. Alright, now to the real thing. The nice full bars. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday evening. If you are watching this live, then I assume your Friday evening is a nice, calm, relaxing one. If you are watching this later, then I hope it was awesome and exciting. Obviously, you see what I'm doing with mine, so it's a nice, calm, relaxing one. This is actually my 10th wedding anniversary, which might have inspired the blood splatter. Just kidding. We had a day off from our 9-to-5 jobs today and got to enjoy it together with our daughter. It was nice stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Alright, so when we paint, there's going to be stitches going here. So, the red is a little brighter than I was going for, but I think it still works. It's definitely starting to bleed a little bit, which is exactly what I wanted. Oh, and over here, you'll see I have the little sample soaps that I made from the leftovers. I mostly had leftover of the red, though I do have one. Which one is it? Is it this guy? No, this guy. One that has like a little brain on the back. Pretty sure brain and skin don't have the same color, but you know, whatever. I thought it was cool. Hoping that my starting the video late didn't upset anybody's bedtime. Here we go. So these are supposed to look like some little drip drops and some little scabby lines. I think the scabby lines turned out really well. The drip drops are a little brighter, but that also might calm down a little bit with cure. So these have to cure for 6 weeks, as we've discussed. Look at that. That actually looks pretty cool. These have to cure for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, they will be ready to go, ready for sale. They'll be available on the website, bubblyducky.com. And that will be just a few weeks prior to Halloween. It's the crazy thing about cold process soap making. It does have a cure time, so I have to work like a season in advance. So everybody else is saying, woo, end of summer. I'm also saying end of summer, but I'm also focusing on Halloween and gearing up for Christmas. It's probably going to start getting in the way. So after I cut this, I'm going to paint one bar. I'm not going to paint them all on camera because it's a really time-consuming process. So part of it is, I don't want to bore you guys. The other part of it is, I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to be watching Hulu while I do it because it takes a while. Ooh. So this will be a total of 10 bars, and it should be available, I think it was October 8th. I want to say it's October 8th. That might not be exactly right, but it should be really close. If you want to know exactly what day it's available, make sure you're following me on Facebook. You can also sign up for the newsletter on bubblyducky.com. You just go to the bottom of any page, and that'll give you that information. So this new light I got for my studio is toasty. I'm like dying here. I'm never ever warm. I'm a cold person that loves the summer because I am like a reptile. I produce no body heat, but man, this light is something else. This soap is like the perfect hardness for that over there. It's perfect hardness for cutting. It's just going right through, so smooth, so smooth. I love it. Just a couple more bars here, and then I'm going to get to painting, which I don't paint very often, so that's always an experiment. I do thoroughly enjoy painting though, whether it's soap or a wall or a canvas. I'm not the best at it. Oh, I really like that one. I'm not the best at it, but I really enjoy it. This is making me think I should have done more textured layers because I really, really like that. Alright, last cut. This cut's always the hardest because the soap wants to move on me. It's harder to hold it when there's only a little bit left. Here we go. I'm digging it. I am digging it. Now, this is really interesting to me because I definitely shot the bottle down twice. So it should have been down this way. Instead, I have something up that way. So that's really neat. I'm not really sure how I did that, but I like it. Okay, time to get paints out. And by paint, I mean mica. So this is a mixture of mica and rubbing alcohol in my palette. And by palette, I mean ice cube tray, but it works really well. Oh, thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to grab this guy here. And actually, now that I'm seeing how bright that is, I'm going to adjust my paint a little bit. I'm going to add a little brown to this red. So I had added a little brown before, but I think it's going to need a little more. You can't see it. I'm kind of off camera here, but I'm Just mixing up the colors. So here, I'll let you kind of see a little bit. I got a silver here, and I got like a dark red here. I'm just mixing it with a toothpick. And then I have some black at the other corner that I'm going to use if I decide I don't like the silver. Just kind of playing with it and see how it goes. I'm just trying to add a bit more brown. I really like where the brown was mixed in. Hoping to keep my head out of this. It's harder to do when I'm painting. Just can't seem to get enough, so I'm probably gonna wind up with too much brown because I just keep adding more. All right. All right, I'm thinking that's gonna work. Hopefully that'll work. And again, I'm using a red that bleeds a little bit, but the brown should stay in place pretty well. Yes, last time I painted, I was painting with a toothpick. I've invested in this tiny itty bitty bitty paintbrush, which makes the job a whole lot easier. All right, so let's see. So I'm making little red dots for kind of where the insertion points are. And then silver gray lines for the threads or staples, however you choose to interpret them. If you have a name idea for this, I am all ears. Oh, Taylor. So Taylor says, do you have a copper color? So it kind of is. Let me see if I can show it to you. So here's the color. I don't know how well that's picking up there. So it is kind of like a coppery brown. It's a little darker. I don't have a lighter one, unfortunately. So I'm doing the dots first, and that is for two reasons. First, I want the silver to overlap the red, so it looks like it's kind of coming through it. But then also, I want the red to be a little bit dry when I do the silver. And since I'm painting with rubbing alcohol, that doesn't take too terribly long. But it's not instantaneous. And so I'm going to kind of make this super uneven. Not kind of. I'm going to make it super uneven. I'm going to kind of have a little here, a little there. This is going to be a hack job. Which I actually find more difficult to try to do it uneven than I do to have it done evenly. Because my impulse is to make it perfect, right? My impulse is to use spacing and perfect spacing and put them all in nice little rows. I'm telling you, this paintbrush is a lot easier than that toothpick was. Imagine that. It's easier to paint with a paintbrush. Who'd have thunk it? This is one of those things that you can kind of just zone out and make it happen. But it is tedious and time consuming. So I probably won't do a ton of painted soaps in the future. Because as much as I enjoy it, at the end of the day, it just takes a lot of time. And time is something that unfortunately, is a lot more limited than I would like it to be. I would really like to just have all the time in the world, but I don't. Speaking of time, it is way past time for my daughter's light to be turned off. We give her a little time for reading every night. On weekend nights, she gets to read from 9 until 9:30. It is now after 9:30, and I do not hear my husband turning off her lights, so I'm probably about to run and do that right after I get these dots done. It'll take all of 30 seconds, but it will give the dots a little bit of a chance to dry. So I appreciate you guys giving me some patience, as I am a soap maker and a mom, and the mom part obviously takes higher priority. Though the soap maker part is pretty important. Just doesn't quite compete with being a mom. I'm actually really liking this color. If it dries the color that it is wet, I'll be very happy. I guess it's going to look more like stitches than staples because they're not going to be even widths. And with staples, you know, you might have different angles, but they're always going to be the same width. Alright, I will be back. Literally give me 20-30 seconds. Very, very sorry to have to do this. Just a moment, please. Sorry. Alright, I am back. I apologize. Time for silver, which means I'm going to be able to make a little clean brush thing here. So rubbing alcohol to get my brush in. Alrighty. Alright. Please don't smudge, please don't smudge, please don't smudge. That didn't smudge. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's turning out better than I expected, honestly. My paint is just a little more fluid than I would like it, which is why I'm having to go back and go over the same line a few times. It's just a little thin. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so excited about this. It is gross looking. Which is exactly what I want this time. The bubbly stitch. That's an interesting idea. Red rum, also an interesting idea. I wonder if that's copywritten. I really don't know. I played with all stitched up or stitch of flesh. I kind of don't know if I want the word flesh in it. I think that's weird. I don't know. Could just call it clean skin. Oh, buddy, almost done. Hope you guys can see. You guys probably can't even see that well. Here, let me give you a little close up for a second. This is where we are right now. Still a work in progress, but eek. I don't eek ever, but this is an eek moment. I love it. Oh, Rosie, thank you for using your anniversary night to watch me paint soap, just like I'm using my anniversary night to paint soap. Happy anniversary. We're celebrating together. Last one. And we're done. Ta-da! Ooh, super happy. And then we got the blood splatters on top, stitched together on the inside. Happy early Halloween. So these again, these will be ready. These will be ready by probably the first week of October or so. This is, I forgot to tell you the smell. So I thought, what's the best smell for covering up my stitched together rod and flush? Flowers! So it smells like, let me try to hold my breath here and get this all out. Lavender, rosemary, rose, lilac, pear, clove, sandalwood, geraniums, and cedarwood. It smells like you're walking through a garden. It really does. I am not a floral loving person, but it is really just a nice botanical smell. So yeah, this is it. Got 9 more of them to do. We'll not do that on camera. I appreciate you guys spending your... Oh, all stitched up. I like that one. I really like that one. All right, that's the one to beat right now. I appreciate you guys spending your Friday night with me. It is Friday, right? Yeah, I think so. And I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, guys. Bye.